All right, hang on 1 second. Let me pop his chat out. All right. What up, everybody? Getting there. Okay, there we go. I'll drop the link right now. I'm not going to be here that long, maybe like an hour or so. Anyone got anything they want to say about, current boxing news, whatever? You're more welcome to jump on right now. So I got this Boichuk fight pulled up for right now. As you can see from the thumbnail, the face off with Vergil Ortiz. He's small. He's not the size of Bohachuk, a 54-pounder. Right? So he wasn't. Hellenius got banned post AJ fight. Oh, and we'll get to John Jones and Dana White talking about Ryan Garcia and all that. But here, let me share this screen real quick. So I got this Boichuk Mendoza. Well, it's not the full fight; it's just the PBC highlights. But we'll take a look at Boichuk here, and as you can see from the thumbnail of the video, just the size difference. I was watching the face-off, and they asked Virgil like what he saw in Boichuk. These guys were sparring partners. They have sparred before. Boichuk helped Ortiz get ready for Mean Machine. So they're, relatively familiar with each other. But they asked Virgil what he saw in like the eyes, body language of Boichuk, and he goes, "Look, man, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you and say I saw fear or I know what I'm looking at. When I'm up there staring at someone, I just see a guy staring back at me," which I was like a little like, "Wait, what?" But okay, whatever. And then the reporter goes, "Do you want to know what Boichuk told me?" Boichuk said he saw fear in you. All right. Boichuk said he saw fear in your eyes. And you guys know how I feel about Vergil Ortiz, but I'm going to be honest here, and I might have been off. I rarely am, but I might have been off. I thought I saw fear. I thought I saw fear too. Like I did. He might have just been that blasé about it. I don't know, but he certainly wasn't looking. He certainly wasn't trying to look Boichuk in his eyes, man. Honestly, I don't think he's like scared of the fight or anything. But this is a tough fight. This is a tough fight. It's a real fight. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done a deep dive into him yet. He's Ukrainian. He comes from that Ukrainian system, but he's not your typical Ukrainian. Again, we'll take a look at him. But 6 foot tall, junior middle, 73-inch reach. I mean, he's a big dude. He's definitely a big dude. Hold up, this shit's freezing up on me. Why is it doing this? Already, just from looking at this, he's more of a brawler. Yeah, he's more of a brawler than like a postal or But look, this is all we asked for, right? This is all we asked for. Like Vergil Ortiz, anyone, Boots, any of these guys, just fight Someone your own size. Yeah, it's in slow mo. Yeah, it's in slow mo. Yeah, just fight somebody your own damn size. And Virgil and Mean Machine, they were the same size on that night. Virgil might have been a little taller. Mean Machine was a little thicker. Whatever. They're the same, but this guy's actually bigger. And I'm just saying, like there's a reason. I wasn't going for people calling Vergil Ortiz a weight bully like that. It's like, yeah, I get it. He is bigger. He's on the come up. He's fighting these littler guys and stuff on the come up. But he's only had 20 fights or so. He's already been fighting. He's already fighting Mean Machine. Now he's fighting Boichuk. He's already moving up. It's you knew that he wasn't gonna be some weight bully, like just stick around the division and cherry picking. You knew that then. So I just wasn't gonna allow that shit. Like, he's not the same. Was there a bit of weight bullyish stuff going on? He was bigger than a lot of guys. I won't say he was bullyish with it. Like, I'll only fight someone if I'm bigger than them. That's a bully. Just because you happen to be a bit bigger than the guy this time, but in your next fight, you might be the smaller guy, a la Bocha. That's not a weight bully. That's just the guy happens to be bigger than him this time. And who was the one who proved first that they're not a weight bully? Who had 40 fights of nothing but weight bullying, and who had 20 and they're already off and running? He kind of fights like a poor man's Vergil Ortiz. Man, why is this fucking freezing up on me? I swear, StreamYard is fucking my shit up lately. Yeah, this ain't even gonna work. Hang on. Let me got some other shit. Yeah, I saw a pretty decent interview of Devin Haney today, but man, it really makes you just think like, damn, Bill really fucked that kid up. Talking for him all the time. Just let Devin talk for himself. I actually liked what he said here. Obviously, he has his own criticisms, but dude, what the fuck? What in the absolute hell is going on here?
Nobody really seen it. All these guys is getting done by the street sleeps. He's still in. He's still a guy that I'm interested in fighting. Shakur, he said a lot. Well, he don't fight. He don't fight nobody. We don't see him fight notobody. We ain't seen it. All these guys is getting done by the street sleeps. He's still in. He's still a guy that I'm interested in fighting because I want to prove myself, but I also want these guys to fight each other too. I want these guys to prove that they that too. I'm not gonna be I can't be the only guy that's fighting and they only fight me and they wait around go fight bums. He don't even call out Tank and Tank is champion in his weight class. So he don't mention Tank at all. Now after I just said something, now I see him mentioning Tank. Before he wasn't mentioning Tank and Tank in his weight class. Tank.
I like when he's like, "Yo, I'm out here trying to fight everybody," and he was running them at least. Like he fought Loma, he fought Cambosos, he got in there with Ryan. I mean, the cherry picks going wrong or whatever. I get that, but he's at least attempting more than guys like Shakur. Even Tank so far on it. So, and he's just like, yo, I'm not going to be the only one out here fighting everybody. And then you guys just get to come and fight me. Like, go earn your keep. Go build your name up a bit too. That way, when we do fight, it's just worth it. It's better. You got to like that from him. It's like, if he talks, it's, and for the most part, unless it's like this shit leading up to a fight, he kind of made a fool out of himself a couple times there. But, this is what you want to hear.
Floyd Mayweather used to just stand in front of the back, right? Just like that 40 minutes. Throw a couple hooks.
George Foreman too. He hit the bag. Boom, 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 boom. That's how he works out, gets sweat.
He used to break the bags though.
Yeah.
He used to knock them down.
Heavy puncher.
The heaviest?
Yeah.
See, I thought that was you.
Nah, he is. I can't match somebody's powers who's that big and that much mass. The only thing that allowed me to be excited because I threw it faster than the other guys.
More explosive. How did you explode like that? Was that natural?
No, nothing's natural. I was nothing about me natural. Only my desire to win was natural. I had a great teacher.
Did he instill that desire in you, your coach?
No, only you can do that.
Yeah.
You're born with it and somebody can elicit it out of you.
Yeah. And that goes back to Shakur. You're either born with it. Oh, shit. Wait till y'all see this hit. This is nasty. Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. Look, dude turns, dude squares up and turns his head this way to brace for the hit rather than tucking and spinning off big guy. He just, dude, runs right into him, like right into him. Oh, yeah, that was a nasty hit. The comments were like, we just got ourselves another basketball player. He's definitely going to be on the court developing a jump shot tonight. Hoodoos. Hoodoos. Here's Kid Austin talking about.
I'm going to say a name, and I want you to tell me about this fighter. Each name that I give you, tell me about this fighter. And we're going to start with Abdullah Mason. Tell me about Abdullah Mason.
He's slick. I like his attitude. He's real humble. Like he remind me of me. Like he just want to fight. He don't talk. He just want to fight. I feel like he's a good fighter, but I can't curse, but
is that a future fight?
Oh yeah, for sure. I want that to be a future fight because I feel like he's gonna have a title in the division too. So I know that's a soon fight, like a year or so. So
yeah.
And look, the first time I saw this dude, Kid Austin and Mason on Hand History put me up on that. I was like, give it like a year, put them together. They're on DAZN and ESPN.
You've said that as president of Argentina, you will not do business with China.
De hecho, no solo no voy a hacer negocios con China.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. My computer's all fucking freezing up. It's ridiculous. But yeah, the Kid Austin and Mason, or Kid Austin and Keyshawn, or Keyshawn said he don't want to fight any of them till they all have belts. Like, just avoid each other until we all got belts, right? Like, get out of here. Just fuck off with that stuff, right? Austin saying a year from now, fighting a year from now. The first time I saw them, I said that a year too, and that's obviously an older interview. So, yeah, it should be like 6. Dude, they should really fight each other the end of this year, or the very beginning. They should fight each other this year, honestly. because they can, again, there's no reason they can't fight again down the road. Like, could you imagine if we had the weight, like if we didn't just get Trinidad and Vargas when we did? Two young guys, both super hungry, still trying to make a name for themselves. Like, that's a reason why that fight was so great. You get two guys, they're already champions and millionaires. They're not going to fight that hard. They won't. Historically, you just see it. I don't need this. I have a fucking $5 million in the bank account. Austin should be fighting Silva this weekend. He pulled out. No. I heard about this. I didn't know if it was for sure or not. I didn't know if it was just rumor. I didn't even look into it. Damn. And Mason fights in like a month. Champ, you know why he pulled out? What are they saying? Any legit reason? I wonder why he would. Kid Austin's strong. He's a big, strong lightweight. Doesn't have all that many skills. With his body type, I see a Sonny Liston, honestly, like a lightweight Sonny Liston. He has big, long arms. They're big arms. They're long. He pushes his jab a little more than I'd like. If he could really, his coach really should focus in on a ramrod jab, a Golovkin jab, a Sonny Liston jab, because he got a big, long reach. And he's a power puncher. I'm sure he got heavy hands. That'll be a devastating jab, and it'll open up everything in his game, because he has a habit of just opening with hooks, just lead hooks, right hooks, left hooks, lead, right, just hook, big overhand, and then a push jab as they're like trying to back up. He needs to close the gap with a big stiff jab. He could back these guys right into the corner, then open up with his hooks off of the jab, and he's not going to put himself in so much danger. Because I do want to see him fight Mason. I don't think he can win that fight, though. Unfortunately, not in the way I have seen him fighting so far. I need to see more from him as well. But I like the style. I like the attitude with Kid Austin for sure. But I just see a lot of potential, but a lot of he makes a lot of mistakes. Yeah, he's not refined yet. I don't know his age, but I believe he's about the same age as Mason. And yeah, man, there's not much else I can say on that apart from it. If he gets himself a ramrod jab, he's a problem. But he leaves himself too open, and he's not that fast. A guy as fast as Mason is going to exploit those gigantic openings that Kid Austin gives, which is why I don't think that fight is really going to happen. It's not that I think Kid Austin's would probably do it. He's a young kid trying to make him name for himself. I just don't think his team would want that fight right now. Again, this is what I'm saying. I don't think Mason has to duck anyone, I don't think he's even going to want to duck anyone, because if you should win, why would you avoid a guy that you should beat? And I don't see many people beating him. Not that, like he's fucking young. Right? I'm just saying, for the potential, he's ahead of everybody on the curve of where he's at in his career of being a prospect, 20-year-old, maybe contender. I don't even think he's a contender yet, right? He's still a prospect. As a prospect, he is the one that there's the most hope and potential for in my mind. He's still young. He fights. He kind of reminds me of like Cassius Clay. Like, he got the speed, breaks a ton of rules, but still again, it's the style that he fights in. I prefer textbook. I prefer like the Vergil Ortiz, obviously. That's textbook style. That's the one I prefer, like the Vergil Ortiz, Joe Louis, Golovkin, Oscar De La, that textbook style. But if you don't fight in that style, I'm not gonna like criticize. Like, you're still making mistakes, which, and I said, he does that style. It's always gonna make mistakes. That style is always gonna be vulnerable to the textbook style, which is why that style always it'll give anyone problems in that Black American style, whether it's Roy or Floyd or Mason or anybody or Boots, that especially the textbook style, the straight up jab, boom, boom. Yeah, the athleticism saves them, not total technical efficiency. Absolutely not. And that is the American style in a nutshell. That goes for all of them. Your athleticism has to save you, and you do have to have a good chin. That's why I keep saying, like, if the kid has a good chin, he's a problem. If he don't, he can't be anything. Just because you're gonna take hits in that style. You're not. He keeps his hands up for the most part, but he will get in there and exchange. He's able to be hit. He's punching. But again, that style, yeah, he does it. He does it as well as any 20-year-old I've seen in the last 30 years. I haven't saw anyone that young, that well-rounded in that style for a long, long time. A long time. And he's still like a boy. You can see that, like, remember Cassius Clay? Like, you remember Muhammad Ali used to be herky-jerky. Like, he looked awkward. He looked herky-jerky. That's what Archie Moore said. Like, he would be like, I don't have any hope that this kid, Cassius, will be anything. Because, he was in the gym he lived with Archie Moore in the gym for like a couple years, right? He ended up leaving there to fight because Archie didn't believe in him. Because, yeah, he would beat him up. He'd beat young Cassius up, and he was herky-jerky. There was no fluidity. But as he, matured, that you would never imagine Muhammad Ali was herky-jerky and all nervous in there and sketchy. It takes a little bit of time for the young guys. It does. But where he's at on the curve, like, who's better? Who's better? I'm not saying he's fucking a pound for pound talent or anything, but in terms of comparisons to his contemporaries, he's the pound for pound best out of that group. And of like any weight class of that age bracket, who's really better? Who? Because if there is someone, I need to know. Like, I'm personally, Vergil Ortiz, to me I would consider he is better than me because he is more efficient. He's less likely to get just hit with wild shit because he's defensively responsible. He's textbook. I prefer that. That's why I even said, like, in terms of these are two totally different styles. I can't hold. It's a little. You can have legit criticisms, like keep your fucking hands up, right? For that style, or like the criticisms that are valid. But that's the style they're fighting in. Like, what are you going to do? That style breaks a lot of fucking rules, and they rely on their athleticism to save them, like Quack said, to escape these dangerous situations. I would love to see a guy with that kind of athleticism fight textbook, too. That way, you fight textbook, and you have the athleticism to do whatever is needed in certain moments. But, I mean, what the fuck? Am I going to expect a 20-year-old prospect to be as perfect as Lomachenko or something? No, not at all. That's fucking ridiculous, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the kid's fucking good. He's fucking good. Is there anyone better? Like, what young fighter out there? Take Virgil off the list because he's fighting for a title, so take him off the list. can even kind of take Boots off. But if you want to throw Boots and Virgil in there together, then fuck it. Yeah, I have Virgil as the guy. He's the best potential-wise and skill set-wise, technique, fundamentals, all that. Again, it's a styles thing. These are two completely different totem poles of styles. So I'm going to judge each, like, I'm not saying there isn't valid criticisms on that style. Because, and it's, dude, the thing that's really, is going to be, he's going to be like, he is of that first generation. Obviously, Haney is there. Shakur is there. Tank. These are like the first Americans who have to come up alongside the Eastern Euros. Like, all these guys from every era ever never had to fight Russians. Ever. These are the first guys. They got to fight Russians. And that style is susceptible. It's vulnerable. They're vulnerable to that Eastern Euro textbook style. It just is. Every style is vulnerable to textbook style. That's the thing. And when you get a talent like a Lomachenko, like an actual Eastern European talent who you can't just outspeed, you're fucking in trouble. You're going to be in real trouble. That's what I'm saying. This kid better have a chin, but yeah. I think he's only going to get more comfortable, more settled down, because he's crazy settled down and composed as a 20-year-old. For a 20-year-old, the composure is unbelievable. You don't see 20-year-olds with that kind of composure. You really don't. Archie Moore had a real old school style, but it lasted through the decades. Cross guards are an underused technique. Yeah, they definitely are. Yep, like we've been saying about athleticism over fundamentals these days. I tell casuals Roman Gonzalez is a technical masterpiece, but they can't see it because he's on the front foot for the most part. His defense is built into the offense. Yeah, Roman Gonzalez is the sweet science. Like, he is the sweet science. Again, I never saw anything that good. Like, with my own eyes, when I saw Roman, it was unbelievable what he was doing. But he didn't really get touched and could just, yeah, I'd consider Bivol textbook. Yeah, I'd call Bivol textbook. Eastern Euro textbook. He's Russian textbook. He is absolutely Russian textbook. That Russian style, that the boom, 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 boom. That's like, that is him all day long. Like that. Like that. Yes, he is textbook for sure. Yes, he is absolutely textbook. Like, if you took the drawing out of the Russian textbook and just put that drawing into the ring, it's just Bivol. It's just Bivol. He's the only one he's the only Russian that actually fights the Russian out of the Russian style. That, like, up on the toes, hop, 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 bow, hop, hop, bow. He's the only one. They all go to, like, the Russian Boxing Academy or whatever. Watch any videos. The whole entire facility is boxing exactly like Bivol. But he's the only Russian, like, out in the pros on TV that actually fights like the Russians. Bivol is Russian style, one, like, textbook. That is just it. He is that. You can go back to the 1970 whatever Olympics. Every Russian fighter is a carbon copy of Bivol. The 60s, 70s, 80s, they're all carbon copies. Yeah, I love the Russian style. Bivol is the best textbook. That's why it is. Yeah, that's a big reason why he is so good and so fucking hard to beat. That textbook style will always cause a problem for everybody. And if you are like an athletic talent like a Bivol and an expert at that style, dude, you can beat anybody. Anybody in your weight class you can easily beat. They might be you, but there's no one that should dominate you. Nobody. Like in the history of the sport. Kovalev fought like a Russian when he was younger. Lost his legs though. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Because he did. Trust me, he learned that's the, yeah, I mean, he definitely, that's the style he came up under, 100%. Bivol or Parag. You know, that's very subjective. Yeah, that's, oh, I like that one. Carter there. Hold on. Let me think. I guess it's kind of, they're so different. I'd say Bivol. I think Bivol is all around better. But Parag could do more. Parag could do more. He had more tools. He had a much bigger toolbox. And he did it at a high level. I'm not saying that. But what Bivol does, he does it as good as it can be done. You know, so they're different. It's subjective. It's what would you prefer? Like just perfect textbook or, you know, all that extra shit, all the special effects of Parag, right? It's kind of a subjective thing. But Abdullah Mason versus Vargas, Emiliano Vargas, run that shit. Is that the one who just fought Ryan's little brother or whatever, Ryan's brother? Or is that a different one? Do I have to look up which one was Emiliano, or is that the one who just fought Ryan's brother? If it's the same one that fought Ryan's brother, yeah, Mason will pulverize him. It's a good fight though for him. Actually, that's not a bad. Any of the I'm not going to say any of the Vargas boys. Look, I'm sorry. I love Fernando. I do. He's one of my all-time favorite fighters, but his kids aren't that. Okay, his kids aren't that. And in fact, and I can tell you why. It's the come up. They've had an easy life generally, right? Vargas had nothing. Came from hell. Like that dude had a rough childhood. As rough as it gets. That's why as a teenager, he could pulverize grown men with just fury. Just fury. Just desire. I'm gonna fucking hurt you. I don't care who, oh, you're Campos would bring it. Like I'll pulverize you off just anger and fury. Obviously got the Garcia Academy teaching him how to box. I'm just saying, but it wasn't skills that got Fernando into these fights. It was his fury, his determination, his fucking drive, the size of the fight in the dog. His kids don't have that. They just don't. Hardly anyone has it. Fernando Vargas was a different breed, man. In terms of that desire and determination. When he was young. Abdullah can stop Artem. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do. For sure. Look, Shakur probably could have too. This is the thing. Look, I said this before. Like, I give Shakur hell, right? I do. And I get, okay, look, I'm gonna bear with me here. Let me explain this. I get why people are so high on Shakur Stevenson. I understand it, right? Because just looking at his abilities, you're like, oh wow, like pretty good, right? Pretty sharp, pretty fast, pretty explosive. He's pretty fucking big for lightweight. Like, you're like, dude, you should dominate lightweight. You should crush everything moving at lightweight, factually. In fact, you should probably be up at 47 beating Boots' ass. But it's the mindset. Like, like, why does he punch? Why is he pillow hands or whatever? Because he don't punch with bad intentions. He punches to tag you. Like, I'll tag, you're it. Now I'm getting away. Tag, you're it. I'm going to get away. Tag, you're it. Rather than woof and try to fucking knock your jaw into the second row. He just tries to tap your jaw real fast. Pink, touched you. Dude, punch through it. Punch through it. Like, hurt him. Rip. Plant your feet and wham, wham, wham. He don't do it. He sits there all tight. Pink, 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 pink. Yeah, you're not going to stop a guy like that. You're not going to stop a guy. Mason don't. Mason will woof and swing. And not one at a time or two at a time. So, yeah, I think he'd get him up out of there. I almost guarantee it. I would be willing to bet on a stoppage. Yeah, he does love them same punches. Parag says he was a big Ali fan, but if you watch him, he fights like Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight like Ali, but he's a littler guy, so that's how he fights. Yeah, Ukrainian style is different from Russian style. Yeah, it is. Even the two different, there's really two different schools of Ukrainian boxing. There is pre-Papachenko and post-Papachenko. There's pre-Papachenko, all the Ukrainians before Papachenko came on the national boxing team. After he came on the team, everyone fought like Postol, like Vladimir Klitschko. That is, again, straight up and down. Boom, just textbook basics. He brought in, once Papachenko joined that Ukrainian team, he brought in like a whole bunch of special effects, we'll call them, right? Taught these guys how to hit the angles, just elevated their game. So that, yeah. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Quack says Ukrainians move more laterally versus Russians who are a bit more linear. Absolutely. And again, I think that goes back to like pre and post Papachenko. It does. I mean, it does, but Shakur was trying to stop Artem. He used all of his tools, legal and illegal. The issue is his character. He doesn't have the heart to go all out when there is any form of resistance. For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. Yeah, he got like a mental block. It's kind of crazy because, again, I understand. I'm not high on him because it's the mental. Physically, he's a monster. Physically, he's a monster. Not powerful. I think he would hit, much harder if he actually punched properly, but he's still never going to be a big puncher. But physically, he is a monster. He just don't got the brain for it. He don't got the mental. He don't got the guts. He don't got the guts. I saw Coach Calvin. Okay, it's in my likes. I saw Coach Calvin talking about Shakur and Tank, how they had sparred a couple times. He was there for one. He wasn't there for another sparring session, right? But he goes, we already know what happened. Salute, Nordic. How you doing, brother? I'll drop the link if anyone wants to jump on. Aldo, anyone. Nordic, anyone. But, so, yeah, Calvin's like, look, he goes, Shakur, he goes, I don't want to come off as like mean. He's trying to say this as nice as possible, and he makes it very clear he's trying to say this as nice as possible. This is Coach Calvin talking about Tank Shakur, and he goes, look, Shakur, he's just not that guy. Like, he can't come in and do anything with Tank because he's just not that guy. And what he means by he's not that guy, he's not the guy that, like, what do I say? James Toney walks into a gym, go, who's the fucking man in this gym? Me. That's who. Line your punk asses up. I'm knocking all of you out. That ain't, like, you got to have that mindset. Can't no one fuck with me. As soon as I step into this ring, I am the man. You are my opponent. I'm going to beat your ass. Shakur don't do that. Shakur walks in like, oh my God, I got to play super safe and hope I don't get fucking knocked out and try and outpoint him. And if he gets too close, I'm going to clinch. Like, that ain't never going to be a great fighter. You'll never be a great fighter thinking like that. And you're just not that guy. You're not that guy. You don't have it. You don't have it. What they call that dog in him. He don't got that dog in him either, but he also don't have the belief in himself. Cuddy was based on Coach Calvin, apparently. What? Are you fucking with me? You're fucking with me, right? That is you gotta be fucking with me. Yeah, and that's so I know, right? Meanwhile, and Coach Calvin, he goes, so like, Shakur can never say anything to me or Tank because we know, and he knows we know. So it's mind control, right? I got mind control over Debo. When he leave, I'll be talking again. That's Shakur. Yo, I got mind control over Tank and Calvin and these guys. When they leave, I be talking again. But when he come around, I shut the fuck up. That's Tank. That's Shakur. Yeah, talk's a good game. He don't even talk a good game, right? But he does talk, and that's it. That's why they call him Twitterson. That's all you fucking do is tweet, 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 tweet. Little chihuahua behind a fence. Damn. That's fucking interesting. That's interesting. Salute Coach Calvin. I always loved Cuddy. Cuddy's a fucking hilarious character, man. Motherfucker grabbed my leg. Yeah, I did, bro. Did you see the clip of Crawford insulting boxing and MMA to defend Shakur? No, I saw it. Yeah, he's basically saying, you don't know shit about boxing or MMA or fighting in general if you don't appreciate a pussy. That's what he says. That's what Crawford said. You don't know shit about boxing if you don't appreciate a pussy. So Mike Tyson knew nothing about boxing then, I guess. Cus D'Amato knew nothing about boxing, I guess. Manny Stewart knew nothing about boxing, I guess. James Toney knows nothing about boxing, I guess. Should I keep going on and on and on? You're a fucking dumbass. You're fucking dumb, bud. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You know? So stick to fighting. Don't use your brain to try and defend a coward. You're not intelligent enough to do it, and there is no valid argument. You know he didn't. I also saw the video of Crawford sitting there with Shakur, shaming him, saying exactly what we said. So Shakur is begging Bud to help him, is what's happening. Because Bud agrees with us. I have the clip of Bud slamming Shakur right to his face, saying, bro, you didn't fucking let your hands go. You just wouldn't let your hands go. That's what he keeps telling him. So he knows. Like, Bud can go on and try and shit on us because we say the same thing he said. We all agree. We all agree. Bud agrees with us. He agrees with me. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. You know. Yeah, Bud's a fucking liar. He don't believe that shit. No, dude. Again, don't tell me you're so good. Look, I was talking about this on BDA, right? In the comments, right? But I saw Algieri say, Tank and Shakur is such a great fight because Tank comes to punch and Shakur is so hard to hit with clean punches. That's what makes what? Oh, one guy's gonna punch and one guy's gonna try not to get punched. What? So, dude, Algieri is literally telling you Shakur doesn't even have to punch back to win. Like, you know, Tank has to go in there and just throw caution to the wind, diving into the bigger man who's going to be on the back foot running from him all night. It's all up to Tank. You got to go and throw haymakers and make it a fucking exciting fight. And then if you run into something and get dropped, oh, God forbid, your career's over. If you don't knock him out, oh, your career's over. You got fucking schooled, right? Even though nothing happened to you. Fuck Algieri. Fuck you, Algieri. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You and your bum-ass, dick-sucking fucking weirdos like you, fucking, or what is ruining boxing? It's not the fighters. It's the people accepting cowardice. It's not the fighters who are bitches. There's always going to be pussy fighters. Let them go be pussies. Who gives a shit? But don't respect them. Don't put them up on a fucking pedestal. That's how you destroy boxing, by chasing away all the so-called casuals you shit on all the time. Yeah, fuck Algeria and his gay mouth. Fuck that dude, man. Fuck him. We all know he just wants to suck Shakur's dick. We all fucking heard the stories going back to Stony Brook College. Fuck out of here, dude. I ain't playing games. Playing games. Fuck out of here, man. Shakur, Tank punches. Shakur is hard to punch. That's what makes it great. That's what makes a horrible fight. That's what, no. Put Tank in with Loma. They both punch. Like, what are we talking about? The whole onus is all on Tank. In other words, Tank has to get a knockout or he loses. It's the same thing with Loma fighting a T.O., a Haney. If you don't knock them out, you ain't winning. Like, you don't think Tank is well aware of this? That this is how they do guys? Of course. Go back to Stony Brook, bro. Fuck out of here. It really upsets me. That really drives me nuts. Because again, like, I don't really, get back in your cage. Yeah, the fucking gimp. What are you doing out of your cage, you fucking gimp? Like, honestly, put your zipper mask on and get the fuck back in your cage. You know? Since when did you even come out of your cage? I remember your coach saying he was about to let you out, and man, he put an end to that real quick. So yeah, put the gimp mask back on, shut the fuck up, zip that shit shut, and quit talking, man. Quit talking. Zipper the gimp mask, close the lid, shut the fuck up. You are bad for boxing. Man, I care about boxing. That's all they say. And then they push. Look, the whole boxing community has spoke in volumes. The whole boxing community is like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck cowards. Fuck this pussy back foot running punk ass shit, right? Like the whole I'm finally not in the minority here criticizing a pussy American. We are not the minority. We are absolutely the majority. And he's telling us that, we should just continue to fucking destroy boxing by supporting, like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Bring your, dude, I wish I could talk to him. I'm about to have to reach out to this guy. Like, just fucking explain yourself and justify this. Because he wouldn't have an answer for anything I'm going to say back, obviously. So I don't think he'd even have the fucking heart to have the conversation. Yeah, Bam's sweet. Bam's nice. Bam's real nice. Yeah, no, it's not the fighters that ruin the sport. Like, there can be boring fighters are okay to, they can be in the sport. You don't have to chase them out, right? That's always going to be a thing. There's going to be a guy who's just boring or whatever. But you don't have to lie and tell everyone they must love him or you don't know shit about boxing. No, you're ruining boxing by doing that. Because now, you know what Bud and Algeria and all these guys just did? They just told boxing the money. I saw someone, I saw this comment. It was like Quags, maybe. One of you guys, you said, when they are telling you just don't know shit about boxing, they are insulting all the casuals who bring the money to the sport. Who do you think's I'm not buying this shit. I'm a hardcore. I'm not paying for your bullshit. I've been robbed too many times. I'm team stream all day long. Team stream. Now I'll go to a big fight if it's in my area or whatever. But generally, the casuals are bringing you the money, man. Like hardcores, 200,000 pay-per-view buys or something like that, tops from the hardcores. Anything above that is you're breaking into the casuals' radar. And now they're interested in your fights. So in order to get money, the casuals have to like you. That's it. and you're trying to shit on them and tell them they don't know shit about boxing and fuck you, you're an idiot if you don't pay for to go to sleep. Who's gonna go pay? Like you see on like Siskel and Ebert, 4 stars. If everyone is telling you this movie gets half a star, it fucking sucks. I fell asleep at the theater. Why would you go pay for it then? Why are you gonna pay to go watch it? What? Yeah, they're alienating the people who are putting money in their pockets. You're telling them they're dumb. They don't know what. Dude, you're telling them their own brain is lying to them. It's their opinion. How are you going to tell them they don't know shit about boxing when all the greats in boxing agree? So Sugar Ray Robinson, he loved, he liked pussies. He thought, pussies should get a back foot. Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran. These guys don't know shit about boxing then, right? Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson. The list goes, Fernando Vargas, Tito Trinidad, De La Hoya, Shane Mosley. Like, the list goes on and on and on. These guys apparently don't know boxing either then, right, bud? You don't know boxing, bud, because you said it too. You said it too. Dude, you shit the bed, man. You wouldn't let your hands go. Why wouldn't you let your hands go? Boom, done. You agree. You don't know shit about boxing, bud. It's official. Bud don't know boxing. Bud's a fucking casual. Bud Crawford's an absolute casual. Mark it down, everybody. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's sports entertainment. It's combat mixed with show business. Show business. Show. Like, bro. Hey, Slow to Covert. How you doing, my man? Yep. Doing good. Hope you and your family are kicking and doing good as well, my man. Paul Vaca says, marking it down as we speak. Yeah, bro, mark it down, guys. Bud don't know boxing. Apparently, of course, Bud told you that. I'm not saying it. Bud says himself he don't know shit about boxing. Mark it down. Bud himself says he don't know shit about boxing. Yeah, I don't know the system. Yeah, I mean, I understand the point. Prize fighters, it'd be great to have like a substantial cash incentive to make these fights more exciting, or to make certain fights more exciting, like the UFC does, knockout bonuses, performance of the night, fight of the night, all that stuff. That definitely works. All those incentives work. Look at UFC 300 when they put all the bonuses were $300,000. Everybody fought like their life off. Like that was one of the greatest cards you'll ever see, ever, because there was a $300,000 bonuses floating around. Everyone just threw it, like they just fought for their life off. They just fought to the death, man. It was amazing. It was one of the most entertaining cards I've saw in years. I don't know how you would do it in boxing exactly, but because it's not a league, but each, it could still be done though, right? Oh, he's always out here capping and crying. Yeah, meanwhile, tons of other professional boxers agree Shakur doesn't have enough fights or enough offense. So yeah, so why is Algieri telling you don't know shit? Why is Bud saying you don't know shit? Why are they doing this? When just trying to shame you into lying. They're trying to shame you into lying for them. Like, this is what people did this to me about Floyd all the time back in the day. You don't know shit about boxing. You better start saying Floyd is the GOAT, or we're just going to constantly shame you and shame you. Dude, shame me all you want. I don't care. Like, dude, who cares about that? I'll never change my mind unless there's like real evidence that will help me develop a change of mind. I'm not just going to have this evidence that's like, oh no, you suck. But because you tell me I can't say that, or I'm going to be pointed at and laughed at, I'm going to change my mind. Oh my God, I don't want negative comments. I better just change my mind and start lying to you. Because look, I don't think, I'm not going to say Algieri don't believe what he's saying. because he might. Because I mean, that guy's he's a fruit. He's a fucking fruitcake. A real live fruitcake. I think he does have a sexual attraction towards Shakur. I'm not joking. I really do believe that. I don't think it's just an ESPN payroll thing. Sounds fucked up, but I'm just giving my opinion. Yeah, UFC 300 was sick. Yeah, dude, that's a great point, right? Moments of truly great defense are just as popular as KO clips. Generally, because you'll see amazing defense. You'll see defensive clips of Mike Tyson that have just as many views as his knockouts. And why is that? Because it's real defense. It's truly great defense. Yeah, when you're seeing real defense, you will be impressed. Chris Bird, James Toney. All right, when guys do it right, yeah, people do like it. People do like it. Yeah, exactly. That's why, dude. I mean, that is the reason I studied James Toney. It wasn't for the offense. It wasn't for offense. I studied James Toney for defense. For defense. Like, I was so young, I didn't even know, like, some of the language. I remember on a VHS tape I had of James Toney, I just wrote Bruce Lee angles. Because I was like, I didn't even know what to call it. I was a fucking teenager. I'm like, but I'm working, I'm training. I'm like, yo, this dude is fucking cutting these crazy angles on guys. I gotta learn to do this stuff. And it wasn't the offense, it was the defense. Yeah, they lie and relate defense with being boring. It's like, no. There's unbelievably great defensive fighters, but they weren't boring. Defense itself isn't boring if it's, again, truly great defense. Yeah. There's a difference between fencing. Tag, you're it. Now I'm going to run away. Come try and tag me back. Or bam, I smack you right in the face and stand right in front of you and you can't touch me. Big fucking difference. Problem with scoring the problem when scoring defense. The problem when scoring defense is it's the last scoring criteria. Effective aggressiveness, accuracy, ring generalship. Lastly, defense. Yeah, it's like if all the other criteria are relatively even and you need a deciding factor, you can take a look at the defense of each guy and say, did one guy have such better defense that it should justify him winning the round? Because he might have better defense, but it still might not be enough to justify him like actually getting the round. So yeah, the defense as a criteria is, very minuscule, man. It's not the sport of not getting hit, dude. Look, man, it's not getting hit, dude. No, it's the sport of hitting. It's the sport of hitting. I don't care about you not getting hit. I care about you hitting that other guy. Go hit that guy. I don't want to watch you not get hit. I want to watch you hit that other guy. If you cannot get hit in the process of fucking this guy up, kudos. That's great. But yeah, you can't. I'm not going to get hit. Then if an opportunity arises where I can use just some speed and pot shot you, get out of here. I have to act like that's as good as Roman Gonzalez. I have to act like that's the sweet science. And what is Roman Gonzalez then? Man, I wish to God we could get like a Black American with a six-pack who fought like Roberto Duran just so the culture would change. They'd be like, oh, this is how you're supposed to fight. We need an ass kicker. We need an American destroyer. Yeah, not get hit and maybe hit. Yeah. Not get hit and maybe hit. Yeah, lighten the loafers. No, that's sadly, yeah, the entitlement with Shakur is crazy. Like, this dude he really thought they were just gonna hand him Floyd Mayweather's life. That's what Shakur thought was coming his way. And he wasn't gonna have to really do much work for it either. That, he was he was just gonna get handed Floyd Mayweather's life. That's what he really thought. Put it like that's what he thought. I'm just gonna get handed 10 Bentleys and Lambos and a fucking $20 million mansion in Vegas and blah blah blah. It's like, no, man. Like, there's a lot more that comes with it. You're not just getting handed shit. But he absolutely thought he was just gonna get it handed to him, and he's crying that it's not coming to fruition. That you gotta earn it. You're on, Phil. You're on, Phil.
Yo.
Hey.
Hello?
Yo, what up, bro?
I need to get in there. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you. I can hear you. You there?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
I just want to get the prediction on the Ruiz fight against Miller the weekend.
Oh man, I haven't even paid attention to it at all. Like at all. I'm just
Come on,
guessing.
bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You missed.
I didn't even know they were fighting this weekend. I knew I knew they had a fight coming up. I didn't even know it was this weekend.
Listen. Everybody knows who I am. I just need to put this out. I personally think all these fights at the moment through the Riyadh card, Thundered Anthony, I was nearly gonna fly out. I was gonna fly out to the to this card. I'm not interested, bro. It's absolute garbage, man.
Which one? The Ruiz Miller?
I was, yeah. It's pigeon here. It's pigeon. I was gonna
fly
out. I was gonna fucking fly out to that. I'm not interested in it whatsoever. It's absolute garbage.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in it either.
I'm just sick of being sold nonsense, to be honest. And damn, what's going on my phone, but I don't know what's going on my phone, but I'm a bit sick of being sold shit that's not really boxing, if you can understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just garbage. Like, I watched the Trump thing. The Trump thing was set up. I don't trust what's been going on with that. I thought that was set up by the Secret Service, bro. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Look, that just doesn't happen. Like, they watched this guy for.
It wasn't. It was messed up.
They saw this guy with a rangefinder 25 minutes before he shoots, and they're like, very suspicious guy.
There you go.
And then they watch him like, yeah, no. That doesn't just happen. Yeah.
Yo, Anthony, I was watching that in England at work. Do you remember when 9/11 happened about 20 years ago? When it happened on you remember that? Yeah, well, I was Anthony, I was watching him crawl. He was crawling up the fucking roof.
Yeah, I know. And check this out. This is another thing people don't point out. So he's crawling up the roof, and he's taking aim. A cop comes up. A Butler police officer comes up behind him because this cop saw him, approaches him on the roof. The guy gets off of prone position, turns around,
and didn't do shit.
Points his rifle at the cop. The cop jumps down. Then he lays back down again and takes aim.
Exactly.
Like, you know how long that is? And there's a fucking Secret Service sniper watching it the whole time. He's looking right at him through the scope. He just
I
doesn't
had a friend.
He just doesn't shoot.
I had a friend called James that served in Basra. He was in Basra, like with the English military, and whenever they snipe somebody, he goes in about a second. If they kill somebody, it's not even mentioned. They die. It's not even a discussion, bro. Yeah. So they let this guy. He basically climbed up that fucking roof. Yeah, climbed up. I'm really, yo, Anthony. I'm angry about it, bro.
Don't pull out a firearm around a Democrat with Secret Service around them and watch what happens to you. Don't do it because you're dying.
Exactly.
They're smoking you before you even get your hand up.
And they're saying that this is this, that, and the other. These Democrats are the biggest fucking pieces of shit. Oh man, I've got no time for them. They're basically lying about things. To be honest, the sooner that Trump gets in, the sooner that Trump gets back, the better, because there'll be no problems on the planet. The reason why they hate Trump is because it's just wrong, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, he's threatening their hold on power. They have like a pretty tight grip to do whatever they want.
They're disgusting pieces of shit. You must have saw them.
Yeah, I mean,
you must have saw them.
Just look at like something as simple. They accused Trump of like this Russian collusion, right? But just go back and look at Joe Biden as as presidential candidate and then president had a Ukrainian crime lord.
Facts.
He did a deal with the Ukrainian crime lord to give him American resources in exchange for them giving their son a job. His son a job. It's like that is that's true treason. Like, I'm sorry, that is the definition.
It is treason. It is treason.
Selling out your country, your country's resources to a Ukrainian crime lord for an illegal kickback, and they won't.
Facts. But if you Anthony, if you go back to 1979. And you go back to Joe Biden when he was originally like when the Democratic Party originally got him in. If you go back then, they were giving money to Ukraine back then. That's how much is fucked up. What they're doing, this is all planned in advance. But they're failing. They're failing. Sorry to interrupt you.
They didn't think the people around the world were actually. They thought they could brainwash us more into submission.
They thought they were all idiots. They thought we were all idiots.
Not like half the population, but yeah, people.
Yeah, but listen. If you go back to Joe Biden, back to his original, like from 1964. He might have been involved in the fucking Kennedy assassination as well. There's big things about him which are not.
This is if you go back to like the Kennedy assassination, George Bush Sr. was senior CIA official, right? He was in Texas. Yeah, he says that he doesn't know where he was when he heard the news that JFK was assassinated, which is pretty interesting. That I think everyone should know where they were, but he says he can't remember. Turns out through these declassified JFK files that he was actually in Texas, not Dallas, but he was somewhere else in Texas, which I think he lived there at the time. But you got to look, it's the same core group of guys, the Bush family, Reagan, his whole administration with Oliver North and all those guys, up to the Clintons, back to the Bushes. They tried to give it back to the Clintons again. It just went through the hands of Obama and Biden. It's the definition of an organized crime group that isn't organized. They were drug traffickers. They trafficked cocaine.
Yeah, and they're trying to kick me out of this. So they're trying to, like, I just got kicked out of this conversation. They don't want people to be discussing actual truth about things. So they try and fuck people off the conversation. This is what they do. They don't want a real discussion about things because obviously the Trump thing was an assassination attempt. Yeah, that was an assassination attempt.
Think of this. No matter what, this should scare people. Because number one, if it wasn't a planned, like an organized conspiratorial hit, then it was such incompetence that that alone should be scary.
It was disgusting incompetence, and I think the Secret Service were to blame for that. I think they were to blame. They were fucking to blame. They fucking let that happen. That wasn't right. That wasn't fucking right. They let that guy get through. That wasn't right at all. That wasn't right. I personally think it was a fucking inside job myself. That was fucked up. Yeah, there's no way Trump should have got hit in that fucking. That was bad. That was fucking bad. That was fucking bad. Listen, fucking Trump.
Uh-oh. He keeps cutting out. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the cue right there. I think I'm gonna hop off here. I just wanted to jump on for a minute. And you hear the same photographer who took the famous picture of Bush at the elementary is the same. No. Are you shitting? You gotta be shitting me, right? You gotta be shitting me. I mean, that's a hell of a coincidence. I don't think it was. I mean, that dude took a shot. I mean, them were real shots, bro. He definitely fucking shot. But that is wild that guy is in both fucking spots. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt, like, again, I don't think it was staged, but he might have been put there. Like, hey, capture this, buddy. You're our guy, right? You're our guy. But when you just look back at who these people are and what they have done, like again, trafficking of cocaine, overthrowing world governments, dropping bombs on weddings, sending hit squads to execute entire villages that were pro-communist in South America. These people were fucking, they make Pablo Escobar look like a fucking Girl Scout. But then people be like, oh, they would never do such and such. They would never, blah, 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 threat to democracy. They'd never try a hit, or that's a conspiracy theory. The world don't work like that. And what are you talking about? That's exactly how the world works. Who do you think are the world leaders? The biggest gangsters. That's how you get that position. That's how you get that position. You think you just get that position because me, Jed, and Diesel, and Triple J voted for you? Like, give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Yeah, Operation Northwoods. Yeah, he's one of those Northwoods guys, I would imagine. Just always at the perfect place. Every time something amazing is going to happen, their guys will be there. And this goes all the way back to, who was the guy who brought us the news on JFK's assassination? What the hell is his name? Cronkite? It wasn't Cronkite, was it? It was a different guy. Well, either way, that fucking guy, I think both of them, they were CIA. We know they were part of Northwoods. Not Northwoods. Northwoods is the Cuba one, right? Northwoods is Cuba with the airplanes and shit. Or is Northwoods the take over the media? Either way, they had to take over the media, and he was one of their guys. The guy who brought us the news about the JFK. So you're literally listening to their right-hand man tell you the story they want you told, and everyone believed it. Just took it for what it was until they saw the video. Yeah, Cuba. Okay, yeah, North. Yeah. I was just watching a documentary like 2 nights ago on a mobster. His name Hoboken Joe Stasi. He's from Jersey. He had some hotels and casinos down in Cuba with Meyer Lansky and Manarino and guys of that nature, and lost it all when Castro took over. And they thought they would still be allowed to run gambling, but he said no gambling's going to. All the money they invested in building these hotels and whatnot, gone. They lost like their lives. savings. But that, you know, this whole, we got to get Castro out of there. And all the plans, like they went over all these plans because they even tried having like the Italians get to him. But yeah, to think that they care about you. The military generals had it all drafted up. They were ready. They just said, give us the go ahead. We're going to go terrorize American citizens. We're going to go kill a bunch of Americans and then blame it on the fucking Cubans. We're going to blow up an airliner. We're going to blow up a ship in the Bay of Miami. We're going to, you know, do a couple car bombs around the city. And we're going to blame it on the Cubans. Yeah, they were going to kill you. They were going to kill your parents and say Castro did it. But that stuff doesn't happen, man. Doesn't happen. The world don't work that way. Whatever, man. And then they blew when Kennedy says no. When Kennedy says no, and these people are very angry, they want Cuba back. They don't. The CIA doesn't want communist Russia 90 miles off the coast of Florida. They're like, dude, you got to give us the okay. He refuses. You know, what happens? You're fucking with the military-industrial complex, the banking system, and the CIA. You're gone. And he was gone. And so was his brother. And so was his son. Like, they took that whole family out, man. They took that whole family out. And then they don't even want to give RFK Secret Service protection. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to call him a sexaholic. He's a man with power running around, beautiful women throwing themselves at him. I'm sure all the time. I don't know if that's so much a sex addict as just human, right? Because I don't think we're going to act much different. And I'm not a sexaholic or anything. I'm not a sex addict or anything. But I don't think I'm turning down Marilyn Monroe. Like, it's not happening. Marilyn throws that ass my way. I'm clapping. Just saying. I don't think he I don't think he was a bad guy at all. No, he's an average dude, man. Average dude trying to do his best. Look, the fact that he told them no shows you he wasn't a bad guy. They're trying to kill Americans. Like, those are bad guys, right? They literally don't care about their own people. They have a duty to protect. They took an oath to protect from threats, foreign and domestic. Now think of, there's 4 generals, right? Think of the 4th general, or who was the first general who brought this idea up? Because they should have strung him up and hung him. Right there on the White House lawn, they should have fucking strung him up from a tree and hung him in his military uniform. Like, hang him in front of everybody and then tell us what he brought to you. He brought this idea. This guy just came to us and said, let's go kill Americans and blame Cuba. So we killed him for it. He's fucking treasonous. We want him up out of here. No, instead they were like, yo, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. He was just fucking kidding, guys. Yeah. The dullest boy. Oh my God. Now those are some psychopaths. Those guys might, like, fuck the Dulles brothers. Fuck Alan Dulles especially. But dude, he might have one of the most interesting life stories. that guy was, yeah. Beyond connected. He just was that guy. I mean, he was the guy. Hell of a life. And we don't even know 80% of it, you know? 80% of his life is classified. Yeah. He was just kidding. Yeah. Why didn't they string him up? Well, the first general who brought that, like, honestly, what the fuck? They didn't they didn't just not harm him, or they should have at least arrested him, right? At least arrest him. Or fire him. Like you gotta at least fucking make him resign. At least that, right? Nothing. They didn't do that either. Just nah. It's actually a pretty good idea, Jim. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's take that to Ricky and Bobby over here too. I bet they like that idea, and they all were like, "Great idea." That's scary. That is scary. I'll never forget like 9/11 happening and like InfoWars, early Alex Jones, bringing all this shit to light, printing it on DVDs. Every college campus had dude. These DVDs were everywhere at the time. I had so many of them. It wasn't like the loose change shit or whatever. It'd just be like Ron Paul, but they tell you about all this stuff. Like, look at all these. Oh, you think the government wouldn't do that? Look at this. Blah blah blah. Yeah, Dulles brothers, pure evil. Pure evil. I mean, they were, brutalizing children, bro. Like, they did that. They did that. Alan, I don't know about the other brother. Alan certainly was a fucking psychopath. Like, not just the socio. He was high on that spectrum, boy. Yeah, what's going on with this, Ed? Because I've seen you say this a couple times, but as far as I'm aware, it was him, though. The blonde kid. Can you explain what you mean a little more? How do I think they killed Marilyn? Hang on one second. Hang on, I gotta take a leak. I don't think they did, but I'll explain that. Okay, look, if they did kill her, they just gave her access to a bunch of drugs. And she already had access to a bunch of drugs. Like, they might have spiked. Look, barbiturates, that's what she OD'd on. Barbiturates. That's why they're, like, illegal now. You can't even, like, get barbiturates. Because they have you fucking die. That's what they switched to benzos. Like Xanax and Valium. Because barbiturates killed a ton of people. Alone. You don't need to even mix them with anything. You'll just die. Very, very easy drug to overdose on. Barbiturates. So, and that's what she OD'd on. And someone like her, she builds a tolerance, using them for a couple years. It's only a matter of time until you just get too much in your system. You're just dead. So it's like they could have killed her, but she was gonna die anyway, dude. She was dying anyway. They could have just kept fucking with her and pushing her to make her drink more and take more drugs, but yeah, that's apparently not him. That video isn't him. That's someone that looks like him trolling. From what I understand, that's what I heard. I haven't looked into I haven't confirmed that myself, but that video of him being like, yes, I do hate Republicans, but you got the wrong guy. That's not him. It's someone who looks like him and put the video either up after, or someone had the video. Like, they were like, oh, that looks like so-and-so. It does look like him, but I heard that that's not him. But again, even if, let's say, that video was him, to me, it's him fucking trolling. If that is him, he's just trolling you. Like, if I do this, I'm going to be like an Oswald, and there's going to be also a video. Imagine a video of Oswald being like, there is, right? I'm a patsy. That's his I'm a patsy video. I think if that is him, but when I saw it, I'm like, damn, this kid's he's fucking trolling while about to assassinate a presidential candidate, a former president, the presidential front runner, and he's out here trolling. Yeah, I don't know. He goes, I don't know, bro. I think they're trying to say it was him, and then he came out and said, "Go fuck yourself," and now he's missing. Now he's missing. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, look, man, I ain't putting anything past anybody. I think his parents, and now I'm sure they're being debriefed by Secret Service, the FBI, and whatnot, but his parents need to be on TV being interviewed, like ASAP. I don't think they should have days to get their fucking story straight. I think we should have forced his mother and father out into their front yard to answer a bunch of fucking questions that day immediately. Like, no getting your story straight. How come? Okay, so his son, he thought his son, this is his dad's story. His dad says his son was taking his gun, the dad's AR-15. He was taking it to the gun range, a local gun club that they were members of. And he was supposed to be home at 1 p.m. This kid's like 20 years old or whatever. He doesn't show up at exactly 1 p.m. His dad calls the police and says he is missing and he has my firearm. Dude, if I'm like, yo, I'll be back at 1 and I'm not back at 6, no one's calling the cops. Like, no one is going to be like, what? That's an adult man. Like, maybe he's just hanging out in the parking lot talking to a buddy. Like, what do you mean? Maybe he went to lunch after the gun. Why would you, like, the fact that he's that worried, like, he was worried. It seems like his son had been talking some shit, is what I think. His son had been talking some shit. He knew what his son was thinking. And he only tried to cover his ass at the very last minute. Yeah, dude should father and mother should be out on the front lawn getting interviewed by us, not fucking CNN or the FBI. Yeah. Disrespectful 2 hours ago. Disrespectful female rapper killed her ex and taunted family in interviews, then went and had a meet and greet. That's some demonic ass shit. That's some demonic ass shit. Jesus. What? Plans for The Departed 2 revealed. The Departed 2? What? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? I don't even know what the story would be. Unless it's a completely different story. It's not about a gangster informant. If it's just about a totally different story, not Boston or something. They could do other regions. They could do Houston. They could do Houston and do James Prince, right? They could do Houston. Bring Denzel in, have him play the James Prince character. That'd be interesting. Yeah, they said, I saw this digital recreation of that shooting, though, real quick, before I hop off. Apparently, Trump got hit with 2 bullets, both in the ear. 2 hit his ear. Apparently, the one comes, he turns, it hits him, and that makes him twitch and turns his head into the second one, and the second one grazes his ear as well. They both just missed his dome. Just missed him. There's a little, like, animation of it. They show the bullets and everything. Yeah, he got hit with 2. But yeah, thought that was interesting. But yeah, all right, guys. Were there 2 cuts? Yeah, I didn't even really look, but I saw the animation. I was like, holy shit, for real? Yeah, he gets hit with one. He turns, boom, it grazes him. Then he twitches and turns into the next one, and bam, it clips his ear again. Yeah, he took 2 to the ear. Yeah. 2 to the dome. But yeah, all right, guys, I'm gotta hop up out of here. Just want to jump on. I had some free time. Oh, real quick, I gotta cover this Jon Jones thing. Oh, first of all, Dana White says Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. He had his team of guys look into it. He didn't intentionally cheat. If there was something there, it was a tainted supplement, which that's what I assumed it was too, a tainted supplement, and that Ryan wouldn't have even gotten in trouble if he had the right people around him. So then I'm thinking, okay, well, that explains the Jon Jones shit, right? If you got the right connections, or they want to help you, they'll help you. So with Jon Jones getting arrested over, because also the UFC is no longer using USADA. USADA is done from the UFC. The UFC has their own little program now, like the WBC, kind of like the Clean Boxer program. They have, I forget what it's called. It's like the Clean Fighter program or whatever. But they have, so those guys, this new Clean Fighter program of the UFC goes to Jon Jones's house to give him a drug test. And he wasn't having it. Apparently there's a video of it, but it hasn't been released. So a lady and someone else, I don't know, the piss takers, the people got to show up with the cup and get his sample and whatnot, show up at his crib, and he loses it. And okay, so what happened is he's dirty. This is what I believe happened. Jon Jones was dirty. The people show up to take his sample. He knows he's going to show up dirty. So he starts arguing. He starts arguing with these people that they're not being polite. They're not being courteous of his time. They're harassing him. They're being ignorant. And he's trying to gaslight them into leaving, right? Into trying to gaslight them into thinking they did something wrong, and they just back off and leave him alone. Well, the lady wasn't having that. She's like, I'm doing my job. She pulls out her phone and starts recording Jon, being like, look how this guy, Dana, look how he's acting. I'm just here to do my job, blah, blah. And then Jon he rips the phone off of her. Which is armed robbery, quite frankly. It's strong arm robbery. It's a robbery charge. If they want it. It's what Connor got, obviously got dismissed. It's, bullshit, but it could be. So, yeah. He throws a fit, refuses. He basically roughs them up a bit, like not hurting them, but smacking their phone, get the fuck off my property, blah blah blah, because he didn't want to get drug tested. That's what it is. We all know that he was dirty. There wasn't a ring. There was no octagon to hide under. This time they showed up right at his house. He's dirty. He threw a fit. So Dana, is this the guy now? Is he still the guy? I was thinking Aspinwall needs to come out with a clip saying, damn, am I going to have to go catch a charge too so I can finally get into the cage with Jon Jones? Right? It's a prison cage, but it's still a cage. Like what? I gotta go catch a charge and get arrested so I can finally get my shot at Jon and get locked in a cage with him, right? Hey, I'd make that clip. I'd certainly make that clip. I'm gonna go steal a Snickers bar so I can get locked in a fucking holding cell or whatever with Jon so I can finally get my title fight. I'll get locked in a cage with Jon one way or the other. That's the joke he should be making. Dana had some things to say about Conti before. Interesting stuff. Yeah. He knows what's up. I mean, it's in my liked videos. I can pull it up. I think it's in my liked videos. But yeah, you can see it. He goes, he didn't cheat. Ryan didn't cheat. He's basically saying if it wasn't a tainted supplement, which I do think it was, but if it wasn't, they fucked with him. And 2, even with a tainted supplement, if he just had the right people around him, it wouldn't have even been an issue. That's what he says. Like, he just didn't have the right people around him. And again, he can't because those people were around Haney. You know, if Ryan had the same people and machine or whatever behind him, he wouldn't have had that. He wouldn't have had any problems at all. It would have been swept right under the rug. Yeah, we ain't never gonna see it, man. It's sad. Yeah, John Jones is a monster, but I don't think he's especially at this age, he's on the downside. You know, Aspinwall's in his prime, big dude, fast, aggressive, good wrestler. He's just a problem. John knows it. Dude, he couldn't beat Reyes. I'm just saying. He could beat him, obviously, but dangerous fight. And I don't think Dana wants that fight because Dana likes to have the argument that John can't be beat. That John could lock any man in a room. That whole thing, right? The baddest man on the planet, blah, blah, blah. If your guy gets smoked, you can't really say that no more. And that's his argument on why the UFC is the best. If he loses that argument, if he uses that point, if he loses that point, what's his argument gonna be? Switch to Khabib? Do you guys hear Khabib might be coming back for a rematch with Conor at 170? Oh, that's what Chael Sonnen's saying anyway. I know Chael Sonnen talks a lot of shit, but yeah, there might be something to that. I said the only fight I want to see Conor in is versus some Muslim dude. Get some real bad blood going on. Run it back with Khabib at 170. I'd be down for that. Yeah, I was hearing that too. Some kind of tax issues with Putin. I don't know how, I don't know what the validity of any of these claims are. But go listen to Chael Sonnen's video on this. He seems to think it's like in the works. He seems to think it's kind of in the works, like being talked about. They're figuring it all out and shit and setting it up. That's what he thinks. Because the UFC just re-uploaded Khabib versus Conor with the commentary cut out of it, just the fight. And they uploaded some like promotional video just telling you what a hero Khabib is. So he's thinking, why would they do that? So yeah, we might get to see that. That's about the only fight I want to see Conor in, honestly. I want bad blood. And it gets him to 30-0, right? And that'll bring him to 30-0. Yeah, definitely go for it. And it's Conor. It's not like you have to jump in there with, I don't know, a primed up 170 pounder. It's Conor. It's fair. It's a fair fight. You heard McGregor say he owes his balls to the Russian government. Yeah, look, I'll say this. I clearly was rooting for Khabib to fuck Conor up. But I will say I was never a Conor fan in anything, but I have gained a newfound respect for him for standing up to all of those guys like he did. All the Muslims, all the Russians, all that shit he talked about them being rats, about them being terrorists, their children. Like that's ballsy. But he's lucky they didn't kill him. Like they could have killed him. Yeah, I definitely got a new respect for Conor for that. I guess I should have had it then, but I was like just so fuck Conor at the time. I didn't really care. But he stood on his beliefs and he laid it out. He laid it on the line for sure. And I know they both want to fight each other again. They would definitely like to fight each other again. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. But yeah, you should go check out Chael Sonnen talking about that. I'm gonna hop off here, guys. Yeah. God bless everyone. Have a good one. Yeah. See what happens tomorrow with the fights. Nothing great, you know. War, Mike Perry. Hopefully Mike Perry can fuck this dude up. But yeah, we'll see what's up, guys. Have a good one. God bless y'all. Peace.